Britain once poisoned an entire nation for profit. And they got away with it for decades. Today, I'm revealing how one empire didn't just fight wars with guns and ships, but weaponized addiction itself to bring one of the world's oldest civilizations to its knees. This is the story Britain doesn't want you to know. To understand how this happened, we have to go back nearly 200 years. Picture this. It's 1830s Britain. The British Empire is at the height of its global power, and its people are obsessed with Chinese goods. Tea has become a daily ritual. Silk is a status symbol. Porcelain fills the homes of the wealthy. But there's a problem no one in London wants to talk about. China wants absolutely nothing from Britain. The Chinese emperor makes this clear in a famous message to the British crown, declaring, "We possess all things. I set no value on objects strange or ingenious." In other words, China doesn't need Britain. This creates a massive economic crisis. Britain is hemorrhaging silver just to pay for Chinese imports. Year after year, shiploads of silver leave Britain and never come back. The British Treasury is under serious pressure. Merchants are furious. Officials are desperate. So they begin searching for a way to flip the balance of trade. And what they settle on is something far more dangerous than tariffs or diplomacy. Britain controls vast opium production in India through the East India Company. Fields of poppies are cultivated, harvested, and refined under imperial control. The drug is processed, packed, and prepared for export. Then it's smuggled into China. Not in small amounts, not quietly, but in industrial quantities. By 1838, Britain is smuggling around 40,000 chests of opium into China every single year. Each chest contains roughly 140 pounds of pure opium. That adds up to more than 5.5 million pounds of highly addictive narcotics flooding China annually. Pause for a moment and think about that scale. The consequences are devastating. Addiction spreads rapidly across all levels of society. Workers lose productivity. Families fall apart. Silver now flows out of China instead of into it. China's economy weakens, its workforce collapses, its military readiness declines, and the Qing government knows exactly what's happening. By 1839, China has had enough. The emperor appoints a respected official named Lin Zexu to put an end to the crisis once and for all. Lin acts decisively. He confronts British merchants and demands they surrender every ounce of opium in their possession. There are no negotiations, no compromises. More than 20,000 chests of British opium are seized. Then, in a powerful public display, Lin orders the drug destroyed. Mixed with lime and salt and dumped into the sea. Even by modern standards, it's worth millions. Britain's reaction is immediate and furious. They don't see this as China defending its people. They see it as an attack on British profits. So Britain does what empires often do. They declare war. Not because China broke international law, not because Britain was attacked, but because China dared to stop the drug trade. The First Opium War begins in 1839 and lasts until 1842, and it isn't close. Britain's industrialized navy, armed with steam-powered ships and modern cannons, overwhelms China's traditional wooden fleets. The technological gap is brutal. Battle after battle, China is defeated. The war ends with a treaty that will change Chinese history forever. China is forced to sign the Treaty of Nanking, the first of what become known as the unequal treaties. This agreement doesn't just end the fighting. It humiliates an empire that had stood for thousands of years. First, Britain takes Hong Kong outright, not as a temporary base, not as a lease. It becomes British territory. Second, China is forced to pay massive reparations worth hundreds of millions in today's money. Third, several Chinese ports are forced open to British. Trade under fixed tariffs that China cannot control. But here's the most disturbing part. The treaty says nothing about stopping opium. In fact, the trade only accelerates. By 1850, China has an estimated 12 million opium addicts. Nearly 1 out of every 10 people. The damage is staggering. You might think one war would be enough. You'd be wrong. In 1856, tensions explode again. The Second Opium War begins, this time with France joining Britain. The official excuse is a minor dispute known as the Arrow Incident. But the real goal is simple: More access, more control, more profit. British and French forces march into Beijing. They loot and burn the emperor's summer palace. A cultural treasure built over more than a century. It's gone in days. The new treaties are even harsher. More ports are opened. More territory is lost. And for the first time, opium is fully legalized. China is forced, at gunpoint, to allow the very substance destroying its society. The Opium Wars don't just hurt China temporarily. They reshape the nation's future. This period becomes known as the Century of Humiliation. Once Britain proves China can be defeated, other powers follow. Germany, Russia, Japan, the United States. Foreign powers carve China into spheres of influence. Inside the country, rebellion erupts. The Taiping Rebellion alone kills between 20 and 30 million people, more than World War I. Modern China is born from this trauma. And this history isn't ancient. When China reclaimed Hong Kong in 1997, it was reclaiming land taken during the Opium Wars. China's modern economic policies, security strategies, and deep suspicion of foreign pressure all trace back to this moment. Every Chinese student learns this history, and many artifacts taken during this era, they're still overseas, so let's bring it all together. The Opium Wars were conflicts where Britain used military force to continue flooding. China with addictive drugs. Addiction was the weapon. Cannons enforced it. They proved that empires will sacrifice millions of lives for profit and then rewrite history to look respectable. That's a lesson worth remembering. If you found this deep dive valuable, hit that subscribe button. We're covering more hidden histories that shaped the modern world. And next time, we're exploring the Boxer Rebellion, China's violent response to foreign domination.